Hi students, welcome back to our biology classes. This is Divya Kanibali and I am going to teach you biology classes for you guys. Okay students, in today's class we are going to learn about the stem. So students, when you go into your garden, so you can see the plants, right? So can you identify the stem? Okay, you are able to identify the stem. Now, are you able to identify the different parts that are present to the stem? Yes. So this is a stem which I have took to explain you regarding this topic, and this is a twig of a cucumber plant. So you can see this is a cucumber fruit which is yet young. Okay, so you can see here this is a stem of a cucumber plant where you can see a fruit is been attached to the stem. So this is a stem, right? So the fruit is attached to the stem and flowers are attached to the stem, buds are attached to the stem, leaves are attached to the stem. Not only that, even branches will also be present attached to the stem, right? So these are the different parts which are attached to the stem. That means stem bears all these parts of a plant, right? That means it plays a very important role in this, right? So to make realize about the function of the stem, let us do an activity. Okay, so to that activity we need two glass. You can take a container which is made up of a glass, okay, and take two tender stems. I can say tender stems, or you can take two young stems, okay. So why we are preferring for young stems? Because the activity whatever we are doing, it will finish up fastly when we take the young stem. If we take the stem which is being very hard, okay, it takes too much time, which eats lots of time, right? So because of that, take a young stem. How many stems we need here? We need two stems. So you need to take a stem which is having all the different parts of the plant. At least leaves should be there here. Okay. Take a stem which is having the leaves. Okay. Which should be young stem. And place this stem in two containers. Okay. So one twig in one glass and one more twig in another glass. And you need to add a water into the glass. Okay, both sides you need to add a water. And here the experiment is to check the function, right? So to detect the function of the stem, what we are going to do, we are going to add ink to the water which we had added to the container. Okay, so I have taken a red ink. Okay, I have added red ink to the container. Okay, so what happens when we add a red ink to the container? Okay, so the water will be thoroughly mixed with the ink, and so that you can leave this plant or a setup for some times. Okay, check after some time. Let me take 1 hour. Okay, so after 1 hour, check the twig. What are the changes that you can see? Okay, when you see after 1 hour, you can see there is a change in the stem. Why? Because you can see that the stem which we have taken, it is actually green color in nature. Okay, but after placing it into a water which is having a red colored ink, yes, after some time if you see here, the twig had taken the red color into it. Okay, so if you leave still longer duration, like say for about 5 to 6 hours in the same container, even you can see that this color, whatever we have added in the container, it will be taken up into the leaves and veins. So that you can see that as we added red color, so you can see a red colored lines upon the leaves. Okay, you understood, right? So by this it is very clear that a stem is involved in a function, that it is involved in upward movement of water. Okay, so the water is present inside the container, right? So this is a downward and this is the upward. So from bottom to upwards, yes, the water which is present in the container, it is being taken by the stem and it is being supplied to the different parts of the stem. Understanding? So because of that only, yes, as the ink is there inside the water, along with the water, the ink is also being carried out, so that only the twig which is been green in color had turned up into red color. Okay, not it won't completely turn up into a red color, but you can see a red colored appearance on the twig. Understood? Yes. So by this you are very clear what is the function of the stem here. A stem is involved or helps in upward movement of water. So the minerals, the water which are essential for the development of the plant growth, no? So all these essential substances will be transported by the stem to the different parts of the body. So the different parts of the body means what are they? It might be the flower, it might be the bird, it might be the fruit, it might be the leaf. So or a branch. Okay. So for all the different parts of the plant, yes, the water and minerals are being supplied by the help of the stem. So this is about the stem. So you can see that this is the enlarged view of a stem. So if you take this stem, no? So if you take a transverse section, means you need to cut the plant into horizontal way, and you can take a very small thin slice of this stem, and if you place it under a microscope, you can see like this weave. So where you can see the colored appearance inside the stem. Okay, so this colored appearance, whatever happened, no? So this is because of the ink whatever we have added inside the container. Okay, you understood about the stem, right students? Yes. Now let us understand about the next part of a plant. The next part of the plant that we are going to learn in this class is the leaf. Okay, so even in this also we can find a number of leaves that are present. See, these are what? These are leaves. So where do you find the leaves? The leaves are attached to the stem, that we learnt already, right? So there is a part of a leaf which is attached to the stem. So this is the part of the leaf which is attached to the stem, no? So this part of the leaf we call as petiole. So this is what? This is called as petiole. So what does a petiole will do? Petiole will help in attaching the leaf to the stem. Okay. So if you see here, there is a broad green part. So you can see the green colored part inside the leaf, right? So this green colored part, whatever you are seeing in the plant, it is called as lamina. So it is called as what? Lamina. So lamina, sometimes it is also called as leaf blade. Okay, so lamina, sometimes it is even mentioned as a leaf blade. So leaf blade means, see here, apart from the lines, so you can see a number of lines, see, you can see number of lines, no? Leaving that lines, okay, you can see the green colored part, whatever present, no? So this green colored part which is present in the leaf, we call as lamina, or it is also called as leaf blade. Okay, students, there is one more activity, let us do together. Okay students, we are going to do the activity. So for this activity, we require a leaf, pencil and a empty paper. So to do this activity, place the leaf like this, and upon that you just place a paper and start doing a sketch like this. Okay, so we are done with this. See, now you can see that a leaf pattern here. So you can see many lines right? So these lines are called as veins, and you can see one straight line which is present here. So this straight line is called as midrib. So you can see, so this is a midrib, and from this midrib you can see that many lines are being formed. Okay, so these lines, so even these small lines are there, no? So all these are called as veins, right? So students, this is about this activity. When we do this activity, we have seen that the lines have been appeared on the paper. So this design of lines, whatever appeared on the paper, no? So these lines we call as veins. So if you see, so this is a leaf, right? So you can see many lines which are being present. So you can see that, see, these are the different number of lines that you can see, which are being arranged in a network like pattern. So this lines, whatever you can see, design of lines you can see, no? So these are called as veins. So when you see these veins are being arranged in a one pattern in a leaf, right? So this arrangement of veins in the leaf we call as venation. Okay, you can see number of, see, this one line is a vein. Okay, like this you can find a number of veins which are being arranged in a one pattern, right? So this arrangement of veins in a leaf we call as a venation. Understood? So generally there are two types of venation that we can see in the plants. Okay, so the first type is, see here, I have two different types of leaf. So this is one leaf and this is the other type. So this is from hibiscus and this is from jowar. Okay, so this is the leaf of a jowar plant. So you can see here, I can say that the venation which is present in the hibiscus plant is different from the venation that is seen in the jowar plant. So are you able to identify the difference? Yes students, I will help you out to identify that. So students, if you see clearly, so the lines or the venation, if you see, these are in a parallel, means the each vein. Okay, I will see here. So this is the leaves of a jowar plant, right? So the leaves are like this. Right. So you can see that the veins are like this. So when you see here, the vein which is present here is parallel to this and this is parallel to this. That means the veins whatever we can see in this type of plants or in this leaf, you can see the veins are arranged in a parallel wise. Okay, the veins are parallel. Here we see that the veins are opposite to each other and they are parallel to each other. Right? Such type of venation we call as a parallel venation, as the veins are parallel with each vein. Okay, so this type of arrangement of venation in the leaf we call as parallel venation. Okay, when you see this leaf, okay, like this. Okay, when you see this leaf, okay, the venation is different from this type. They are not parallel to each other. You can see that a network is being formed. Okay, so you can find a different network. So like a network, it is being branch, right? So you can see a network or it is reticulate. It is not in a particular manner, right? So you can see a different network like pattern. So such type of arrangement of venation we call as reticulate venation. Reticulate means here what? It is a network. Reticulate means what? Network. When we find the venation in a plant is a type of like network, then such type of venation we call as reticulate venation. So students, now are you able to identify the parallel venated plants and reticulated venated plants? So examples of reticulate venation, if you see tomato, cucumber, hibiscus, rose plant, all these are the examples of the reticulate venation. Okay, even if you able to give the examples of the parallel venations, generally the parallel venation we can see in grass plants. That means you can see some plants which have same this appearance, no? So such type of plants which have this type of leaves, they are called as generally grass plants like paddy, jowar, wheat. okay, maize, all these plants will have such type of leaf, right? So this type of leaves having plants are called as grass plants. So all the grass plants will have a parallel venation. So by this class you are able to identify the type of venations that are present in your garden plants, right? To understand about the transpiration. Okay, so transpiration is also one of the essential process that is a property of a leaf. We are going to understand it. Okay, so this is about today's class, students. Let us meet in the next class. Give a thumbs up when you like the video. Please do share, subscribe to the channel and tap to the bell icon so that you can get the further notifications. This is about today's class, students. Thank you.